climbing these stairs. I think I'm gonna try climbing stairs all day at work too. Off to work, day number 18, feeling pretty good. Starting to think about some things we could do just to get some more content. One thing I'm thinking about doing is basically like a daily weigh-in next week to kind of end the first month. After we get through this week, I want to maybe do a daily weigh-in just to kind of track the up and down. Then I was even thinking about doing like a early morning, like pre-work, right when I wake up, empty body weigh-in, and then a weigh-in for instance, like maybe right before bed, so after I've kind of ate all day. Got a little, my bar today, it's a little freaking it's gooey. Melted in the truck yesterday. You can buy those. One of my favorites, the Campfire. Campfires are the best. Getting ready for Jersey. Getting excited about that. You know, I've had a couple of people reach out about some jobs, and you know, that's been pretty exciting. Nothing yet, but you know, staying positive. That's the goal. I haven't shared a single Facebook what's it called, message yet, which for me is a big deal. But I love the political stuff. I love having those conversations. So for me, it's difficult not to share them and get people riled up and at least get people started. But I have it. Not this week. I think next week we might go. So I know my friend Nikki. She'll do like these kind of Facebook or even social media detoxes where she'll just disappear for a couple weeks or maybe even a month. Maybe we'll try that for 1 week. Maybe we'll just disappear completely off social media. It's just really hard because between the podcasts I produce, the podcasts I do myself, it's really hard to stay off social media because I got to post it all on there. But I guess maybe just post it and don't actually pay any attention to anything else. But man, that's hard. It's funny because the more I can start to like really believe this is an addiction, you know, and I believe that's true. I believe I am, you know, I do have a food addiction. I think I have an addictive personality in general. If I find something I enjoy doing, I want to, and I have fun, and I have that feeling in my belly of like enjoyment. Not just eating, like anything. I want to get that back, and that's dangerous. That's not healthy, first and foremost, but it's definitely dangerous. And I don't know, but the more I kind of like start to dig down into my life and the shit I'm involved in, I think like just in general, as in society, we're built around addictions. Like society, the success of society, or I should say the success of commerce, is built on us being addicted to something. Whether it's food, cigarettes, drugs, entertainment, whatever it is, you know, big business wants us, you know, to be addicted to something because it means big dollars on their bottom line. So, you know, cars, really there's no end to it. I don't know how we get away from that as a society. I don't think we ever will completely. I don't think we'll actually even tilt in the other direction anytime soon. But I know that for myself, to get to where I want to be, to live the life I want to live, I do got to get away from that. I do got to stop worrying about keeping up with the Joneses. I don't give a fuck about the Joneses, in all honesty. You know, Great. You got a nice new house. You got a couple of brand new cars. I'm not hating on you. I say more power to you. I just don't need it. The one thing I love about getting older, which are a few things, because if you know me, you know that I basically want to live for fucking ever. And the one thing I hate about getting older is the getting older part. But I mean, the one thing I love about it is the realization of the shit I don't need. I love my truck. You know, I'm basically a brand new truck. But I don't need it. Like, I wish I would have realized that before I bought it. I don't need this truck. I just need a vehicle to get me to where I'm going. I mean, on some level, I might not even need that. I may just need the Uber or something else. Uber's probably the low. I just don't know that I can do buses, just because you have to like prep so far ahead, and that's, I guess if I absolutely had to, I could. But I think Uber maybe would be the best way to go. I know one of my business class professors told me that his company suspects in the next 30 years that almost everybody will be using some kind of ride share primarily for their mode of transportation, because if you break it down depending on your travel, but if you're just going basically back and forth, if you take what it costs to operate a car, insure a car, keep it tidy, it's actually cheaper to Uber every day. And I can't imagine that not being true. In my case, it probably 100% is true. But there's that convenience of just being able to go and get in your vehicle and go and get where you got to get and get back, and not worry about someone showing up on time, or are there Ubers available, or are you in prime pricing. There's a lot of like little things. I should probably get to the speed limit here. There's a lot of prime little things that we don't think about. Drinking my water. The other day, by the way, speaking of water, I had 160 ounces of water in a day. That was a bad plan. Not only did it feel like I was like pissing, like it was like we show my ignorance here. The geysers at Yellowstone, is that what they're called, geysers? Yeah, it was just like intense like pressure, but it was non-stop, and I was getting up a couple times a night. So I'm really trying to cut off my liquid intake to the 1 gallon of water a day. I have had some swigs of A&W Diet Root Beer soda, because I'm not really down with the Diet Pepsi, and I'm such a Pepsi guy. But even that's starting to taste kind of bland to me. Like, I'm really starting to crave water, which I think is a nice turning point. This is where my body's like, please, man, give me water. Now, if I could just do the same thing for vegetables and maybe have a little bit less ketchup. Those are the things I need to work on, I think, over the next couple of weeks. Less ketchup and a little more water. I mean, a little better vegetable eating. I'm probably eating under the minimum of vegetables I should have in a day, which can't be good, but it is what it is. But yeah, so I think next week that's what we're gonna do. Next week we'll weigh every day. Let me know what you guys think. Should we do the twice a day weigh, like, zero, empty belly first thing and then again at night, or should we just do our usual early morning weigh-in? I don't know what you guys think would be most interesting to know, if it differentiates very much. I mean, obviously I know I'll be carrying water weight when I go to bed, but I always wonder how much. Outside of that, I'm gonna get off here and get to work. Today Kim went outside the box, killing it yet again with, these are shirataki noodles and Rao's sauce, which is approved from the plant I'm on, and some beef. And so that looks scrumptious. I'm excited to dig into it.